I brought this one for Craig, but he said he didn't want it.
That's fine.
Hey, boy, that's some bitch right there looks like a podcast. I don't know.
Look,
he's ready to
this
go.
podcast is brought to you by Coke Zero.
All over the table.
Didn't expect that.
Hey, goodness.
Did that sound too deep right there?
I look like I'm ready to kill something or write somebody a ticket, one of the two.
Yeah. Probably both.
G-Dub.
There was a big old flock of doves that landed out there when you was talking, by the way.
I'm pretty sure it's one of them doves like you saw.
Oh, maybe it was.
One of them was
Tweety doves.
Tweety doves. Yeah,
It was a big old, I mean, it looked like doves.
I know, but they're not. Most of them, them flocks of 20 are not doves.
I hadn't understood. Has it been the past 2 years they've opened on Monday?
No.
Or is it just the first year?
Yeah, I mean it did several years ago, but
Yeah, there was a couple of years it opened up on Monday.
If anybody out there that's listening to this podcast that can make that decision,
change it.
yeah, change it. Because outside of July 4th, this is the most American holiday that we have every year.
In the South, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it really is like a...
Everybody gets together on 4th of July, and then everybody gets together on Dove Weekend.
That's the 2 weekends I cook. Plan on cooking the most.
And then they're going to let it fall on a Monday. For what? These birds don't even live around here. We're just doing somebody else a favor. They overpopulated Argentina. We just clearing the pop.
But you can't feed them, though, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Which is why we have less doves than ever.
Dude, but I'm about to determine, y'all don't come after me and looking for me, game wardens, but y'all not the smartest people out there because...
How is she going to get them to fly over a field?
Well, I mean,
don't put that comment in there because I have a good relationship with
Gotcha.
the game wardens. They don't mess with me. They know my stuff's legal. Craig's finna call them out here. Okay.
Don't I look official down here with my headphones? I
You
feel
do look official. I do like that Brooks hat, though.
Man, it's bussing. Or whatever the youngins say.
I need one of them from turkey hunting.
I know a fella.
I need to market to the turkeys. They need to see that hat. That needs to be the last thing they see.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We are live.
A breaker 19 for that Brockway 18-wheeler. Come on, good buddy.
Did I catch a niner in there? Were you calling from a walkie-talkie?
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the being.
Can you imagine if we had these when we were 12?
Whole Apollo program was a complete fabrication.
Even better. We got them when we're 40.
Come ahead on, Bandit. We'll slip you into the rocking chair. Play a little hide and seek. The welcome mat is out and you're coming home.
Where I like raises the hair up on my back every time.
What was you about to say, Craig?
I've gotten used to the headphones. You know, the earlier episodes, I would be like way back here. You couldn't hardly hear me talking, but I can hear myself now.
Yeah, see, a minute ago...
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I can hear myself.
It's weird for me, because normally I've had them on the entire time we've done it, and all the way... It feels like podcasting to me now, but when I had them off, I felt like we're not podcasting, because it was so weird to hear your normal voice when we were sitting here in front of these mics.
Yep.
So, anyway.
I don't. Whatever. I'm not wearing no headphones.
He'll come around.
I doubt it.
If you put them on, you won't go back.
No.
If you go to the phone, you won't go.
Go wrong.
Well, I was going to try to make a rhyme, but the only thing I could come up with is you won't come home.
Yeah.
But that would...
Something like it.
Anyway, how's everything been going? Which, I mean, it's so weird to say.
It's not been good. By the time this podcast comes out, there's a lot of things that with the company that's come to light and what we're having to do. And I mean, honestly, our backs got put up against the wall by stuff that's really out of our hands. The weather really killed us. I mean, when you throw numbers out like 200,000 acres of land, 200,000 plus, that's the latest estimate I heard. I've heard anywhere in Mississippi upwards of 400,000 that didn't get planted. And if you drive around much, you drive up and down Highway 45, you can see thousands of acres quick. But you take that and, just so wet, the airplane had to do a lot of the stuff we usually do. But then on the flip side of that, we know airplane guys, crop dusters, that their year's bad too. It's honestly everything in ag is not good right now.
It was a perfect storm to have a bad year, is a good way to put it.
And in the worst, it couldn't have come at a worse time either. Because
wet spring, low commodity prices, and the prices are still low commodity prices.
They've gone down. I mean,
so
they've gone down.
Shout out to the USDA.
Yeah. I mean, it just, it's
we've
said
change. It on here before. I don't think the everyday person that's just walking around there in their everyday life realizes the large umbrella that agriculture has its hand on. From not only to growing the crops, but all the way down to, ag supports an acre of, row crop supports so much
business and economy, and especially in the towns in Mississippi.
And you can tell in these, especially in the small towns.
Yeah, and everybody
knows. When the ag economy's doing good, most businesses are doing good.
Yeah. And if you hadn't know, in every town, everybody knows all the farmers, all the ag people, because they do so much within the community that, a lot of times they run for public office, that people trust them to run for public office, because if you can keep a farm running for, 20, 30 years, you figured something out.
Yeah.
And so, but I've just noticed, especially working here more than ever, that how much ag people are involved in every small town in Mississippi.
Yeah. Yep. So, like I said, I don't want to harp on it. We had a podcast with Andy Gibson discuss some of that. And then, like I said, I think before this comes out, a video of me explaining our situation will come out, and I'll double down a little bit on that. I mean, it just, you get put in the position and backed into a corner that you got to fight for your way of life and what you love to do and what you've wanted to do since you were a boy, riding in a spreader truck with your daddy. And to give my kids and, growers giving their kids the option to do this as as their way of life in the future. We've all got to fight to survive, and any politician that's out there that has any say so that's listening, I think even the reports you hear, it's probably worse than what you even hear. The storm that's coming for this winter with agriculture. A lot of farmers will not pay out. I mean, I've talked to farmers that know they're going to be, just say $1 million in the hole, and some of those own land, and they're going to have to put that up as equity just to go into next year. And as of right now, they know they're going to lose money next year if they go. So what other businesses in the world are doing that? Putting everything they have up this year to go into next year, knowing that they're probably going to lose more money next year, and they're banking on the year after that. They're just trying to make it through the rough times to survive. So it's a lot worse than what anybody's really talking about. And I think a lot of it's gonna show its ugly face this winter after crops are harvested and they start talking to the financial institutions that are not going to step out on that limb any further with them, and you're left with nowhere to go. It's where I found myself having to do what it takes to survive, which is where we're at. So,
and I really don't, not to beat the dead horse, but I really don't understand the whole lender side of this. Like, certain lenders are going to be in really big trouble for if they come in and not willing to work with farmers this year on their equipment and their payments.
Well, yes, and I mean I can see both sides of it, but the reality is just like in my situation. If I let this equipment go back and they're going to take it to the worst agriculture equipment market we've seen in a long time, because there's nobody out there right now that's willing to pay what the equipment's worth. So if you take it to auction, you're going to take a big hit on that. So, I mean, the banks are going to have to decide whether they're going to roll the dice and they're going to put their bet on the farmer and that agricultural person to work out of this, or they're going to say, look, we're fixing to cut our losses right now and take this equipment to auction or, put it for sale and take that loss. I mean, I can understand both sides of it because both of it's a business, but I think
but
the bigger ones that I'll call out deer. You take like deer, that's their core. I know deer isn't selling what they're used to selling, but if they alienate the farmers right now when they need them the most,
it's gonna make
we're going to go. Us and ag are going to go back to who went through the dance with us. Say who brought you leave with who you came to the dance with. Well, we're gonna kind of go with the one that walks through this with us the best and supports us during this the most. And that's, I guess, throwing shots out there. But I think these agricultural finance companies you better be figuring out now, because the storm's coming shortly with the growers, and figuring out how you're going to play this. And when it comes out the other side,
the problem with the ag stuff like that, and problem with, you can carry it everywhere. Most of the people that are making those decisions have no experience at this level.
Well, and now it's so
all
corporate.
they're doing is looking at numbers. It's cut and dry to those guys, and that's it. I mean, they're, I guess, lack of a better term, heartless or cold, whatever you want to call it. It's just they're going by textbook.
Well, we said it. I think we used the word with Andy Gibson last week. These corporations now have no soul. They have no feeling towards ag. There's somebody making a decision from far away, not knowing the full extent of what my year brought. They're not caring.
Yep, these big companies, they've got so many stockholders now to where they're doing whatever they can to keep their big stockholders happy. And
I just think if they turn their back on the ag community when they need it the most right now, it's going to come back to bite.
Well,
back to bite them.
This may seem irrelevant, but it makes, I was looking at Deere's Facebook page not too long ago. You got 5.5 million followers, all that, right? You're the largest company in ag, and you hadn't even put out a video in 8 years, and your last post was January of last year. What I'm trying to say is you've kind of got maybe an arrogance about you that you don't have to, keep sending, talking to the people because, we're just the biggest guy on the block and everybody's going to buy it. Well, you alienate thousands of or millions of farmers across this country, or millions of people in ag, and all these people lose their jobs, and farmers having to get rid of land, sell land, give up leases, all that. You think you're going to be the one that they...
Nobody's above what's happening right now as far as feeling the effects big. So anyway,
no, and it's just not just you can't pinpoint one certain area, one certain company. It's just a bad deal altogether. And I think that somebody way smarter than me needs to get together and realize the importance of the ag in the overall. I mean, just as a whole country. I mean, you take ag out of the United States, and what are you left with?
Oh, we're gonna. I mean,
Yeah,
ag,
I agree.
I mean,
ag
even
is the heartbeat of America, and right now we are on the verge. I mean, corny as it sounds, we're on the verge of having a major heart attack. Like, I mean, we're on the verge of something that people talk about the '80s, but we're on the verge of something bigger than the '80s right now.
It's way, way beyond me, but I think about a lot of just simple stuff. But, you know, we've had subsidies forever, you know, guys going out and, you know, if it's a bad crop, bad weather, whatever, you got government subsidies come out and support some of these guys. But I thought about the other day, instead of doing that, why couldn't the government just say if corn's $3.75 on the board, why couldn't the corn get with a bunch of group, get with some smart guys in the Midwest, get with some smart guys in the Southeast, get with some smart guys all over and say, listen, what can we grow an acre of corn year in and year out and give you an opportunity to make a profit? And just say if that's $5.50, $6, we'll just throw $6 out there as an easy figure. Just say if it's $4 on the board and you can make profit year in and year out, you know, there'd be some years you make more, some years you make less, some years you may break even. I mean, that's the cost of being in business. But just say that number $6. Instead of us just going out and waiting until we have a natural disaster, why don't the government just step in and say, listen, we're going to guarantee if you grow X amount of acres, if it's $4 on the board and we've guaranteed you $6, we'll make up that $2. And that way you got these guys, because I don't think it's any secret out there. I mean, there's some guys that go out there and just throw a crop in, and I'm not saying it's widespread, but we all know that one person that will go out there and just put a crop in just as late as they can, as cheap as they can, and they're banking on the insurance, and they may or may not finish that crop out. Well, if you give them that guarantee at $6, say, listen, if you make corn at $6, everybody's in agreement. All across the nation, you'll have a panel. So if it's $6 that you can make money at corn, that gives them an incentive to push that crop through. And like I said, this year it may not matter. I mean, because of the rain we got, but it may be a little better version of instead of just going out and just giving a blanket subsidy to people that may or may not need it. You know?
I mean, and we hadn't had a new farm bill, and we've had Stafford Sheridan on here. He had a couple good videos this week, kind of explaining the state of ag right now. So go and look at what he said. But we hadn't had a farm bill passed meaningful anything in 10 years now, over 10 years.
No, and the farm bill just gets thrown in with whatever else they're trying to pass at the time. And like I said, I don't want anything that I said to take away, because I am very pro ag. That's what I've spent my whole life doing. I understand that we've got to how important ag is to the world. But there's got to be better solutions out there than what we're doing. We keep doing the same thing year in and year out, and it's the same conversation that we keep having year in and year out. We're struggling to make it to the next year. Everybody in ag is struggling to make it to the next year. Why don't we? I mean, there's some smart guys, a lot smarter than me out there. Get a panel, get together. Let's make this happen. Let's make changes.
Here's, I thought about, how ag is a roller coaster. And just say 2 years from now, we get back into $7 corn and $14 beans. Well, the problem, $15 beans, the problem that we're against right now is last year and this year is going to put everybody in such a hole that just say we get on that roller coaster and we have a 2-year roller coaster of that. It's going to take those 2 years to make up for what we lost these 2 years. And then if you go back to an average year and you're not making any money, you still ain't making any money. You got a 5, 6, 7 year deal there that you still hadn't made any money. You've lost money, made money, broke even. That means you really hadn't gained any ground. I mean, the consistency is hard to keep up with. The equipment costs, all our input costs have gone up. For farmers, the commodity prices have gone down. We need, as equipment goes up, and labor goes up, us on this side need to be raising prices. We can't, because we benefit from trickle-down economics from the grower. it's barely. It ain't no trickle right now, and so I don't know. It's going to play out all the way through 2026. I mean, I don't see something big and drastic would have to change to turn this thing around before next year.
No.
Well,
Anyway,
it's going to take. I've been thinking about this. It's going to take everybody in ag, including the companies, these lenders, all these people, equipment companies, seed companies, chemical companies, farmers, application companies, all these different people. It's going to take all of them coming together and putting the pressure on people to make it happen. Heck, I'm sitting over here
there's a
thinking.
push for that right now too.
I'm sitting here thinking like I'm finna start like a hashtag on our videos, like a hashtag Save Ag.
Yeah.
And really get people united on junk. And something I was thinking about when I walked out earlier is, boy, if I could get every story like that is willing to come on a camera, and I can put it in 4K and put it together like a dadgum movie, and really tell the story of these people and the struggle that they're going through this year, and put that out there and start putting the pressure on people. Like, because it's clearly, because everything in ag is government regulated. Like, everything that you can't keep your seeds past 1 year because you got to go out and buy the seeds next year. So, nobody's losing money on buying. You can't do that. You can't do that, right? So, it's all these weird regulations that are made to make, the man at the top the most money. But the problem is the man at the top still relies on the farmer.
The man at the top, and this is not poking at anybody, but this is just a general. It doesn't matter what company it is. You can have the greatest product, you can have the greatest salespeople, you can have greatest everything, but if you don't have an end user
to
purchase that, it doesn't really matter what your logo stands for.
Yeah,
and some of these people better start. I mean, you just look at the farms that are not there anymore. Ride by and say, and just your home community where you used to know people that farm. That farm ain't so-and-so's no more. It's somebody else. He's gone. That farm's not so-and-so anymore. He's gone. Or this guy used to be in business over here, but he's not in business anymore. I mean, ride through these towns and look. And we're so concerned, and I understand businesses are in business to make profit. But at some point, you got to have some customers out there to have profit.
Yeah.
If I was a conspiratorial man, looking at it from the outside in, especially somebody who hasn't worked in ag my whole life, I've been in ag for a year, right? But I've been around ag, in my last job a bunch. That was who my main customer was. So dealing with the farmer, and if I was a conspiratorial man, seeing that everything in ag is government regulated, right? It's government subsidized, government regulated. It would seem that a dang good way to control the food supply, or for the government to control the food supply, is to price every farmer in the country out of it. Slowly and surely, making them forcing them to give up land after land after land, and yet Bill Gates of the world, the Chinas of the world, and the government of the world are coming in and buying that land. Well, at some point, if you price all the farmers out of it, who's going to be doing it? Well, there are only two logical options. Maybe big-time equipment companies who will literally have all of the equipment because all of the other ones cease to exist at some point. And then they have a deal with the federal government to farm all of this land, now which the government controls the nation's food supply.
You went deep there.
But tell me I'm wrong. Like, I mean, just looking at it, from the outside in, like, what else could be the logical? Because that's what's going to happen no matter what. Like, at some point, if it keeps
going down this road, yes, it will.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like if it keeps going that way.
And there's so much going on with, you got South American bean crop and, our deals with China and all that. All that's got to get better. And South Brazil and all, they're I mean, they have the advantage over us. They're triple cropping beans a year. We do good to get one decent bean crop in, and they're down there getting 3 bean crops a year because they don't have a winter.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just growing and out producing us by 3 times on beans, and that's hard to compete with. We've got to anyway. It's a lot of that's over my head is what's got to be done. But anyway,
Yeah.
we'll digress from there. Anyway, it's just a rough time in ag.
Yeah, and thoughts and prayers go out to everybody in ag because it's going to be a rough year. It's going to be a rough recovery too. Before we move on to a lighted-hearted topic, I do want to take this moment to say, if you are watching this show, go ahead and like and subscribe. It costs you nothing. And we don't charge anything for you to watch this show. Not that we're good, have a quality enough show. You may think we're. However,
I don't think you can say that on you.
Yeah, all right. You may think this show is,
we're mentally challenged.
Mentally challenged.
I've been called that.
However, we do offer it for free, and all we ask in return is for you to show love and support and like and subscribe. And please go to the YouTube channel and like and subscribe. This show is sponsored by Brooks Custom Application at this point, and it is powered by 10-4 Media, right? So I do want to go ahead and take this opportunity to say, being powered by 10-4 Media, if you are a business out there who needs media services, marketing services on social media, we can make that happen. I'll put up a way for people to contact us here soon through a link in the YouTube description. But just if you are a business out there that has any marketing and social media needs, we have now started a media company called 10-4 Media, and we can make that happen. But if you are a farmer out there, the fall is coming up, be sure to give Brooks a call. Like I say it all the time, I know we can save you time and probably save you money because time is money. And
we've already started doing some lime and litter and some fertilizer, which we're in the last week of August. It's a little early on most stuff, especially
normally after Labor Day.
It's normally after the opening weekend of dove season, but since they've got their dove season so screwed up, it being on a Monday, it may be the following because, like I said, it's a national holiday in the South, especially in Mississippi. So we usually don't start. Everybody don't really get geared up to start, the fall work until after that. But anyway, we are starting to do some. So
yeah, if you're a farmer out there or anybody, we recently did a coal mine. So if you have any application needs, limes, fertilizer, spraying, give John Paul, Tyler, Craig, Scott in Tennessee, call Joe Agee. Everybody loves Joe Agee apparently. Call Joe Agee and I promise you we can save you time and probably save you money. So if you are a local business or any other business out there watching and you would like to put your name out there by sponsoring this show, we are accepting sponsorships. We have a platform here where especially
I don't know why I'm laughing. Huh? I don't know why I'm laughing.
Well, it's true.
I know.
I
was messing with something here, and
I'm just sitting here looking.
I looked in his eyes, real weird.
John Paul's shitting.
I am.
His beard.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. But if you are a business out there that's looking for a way to market, for whatever reason, we've had some pretty cool guests that wanted to come on here and talk to us. We have a decently performing show, so if you would like to reach out to us about that, again, I'll put another link in there, and you can do that as well. So
we only have cool guests. We don't.
Yeah, we save it for the big ones.
No nerds.
Yeah. So
You gotta be cool and have some thick skin because we'll talk about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there.
Just like today, we got old T-Moo. What do you call him? Tyler Hubbard.
Tyler Hubbard is a fucking.
They keep telling me I look like the Florida Georgia Line guy.
Hey, his son to come in here in his dang denim
Oh,
Pearl
yeah, I
Snap
got the
Wrangler.
full-
Look like he's ready to jump on Bo Cephas and ride him for about 8 seconds.
feeling
This
like
is how we roll.
Hey, I am going to a rodeo tomorrow, which I'm excited about that, by the way.
I would love to see you on a bull.
Yeah,
I will
that'd be
come. I will
interesting.
come film it if you'll get on one.
Oh, jeez. I'll get on one in practice. But Dale Brisby, if you ever watch this, which you're probably not, I'll come get on one of your practice bulls. I would do that. I would get on
They'll
the
let
practice.
you get on one tomorrow night.
No,
You gotta
I ain't
sign
getting
a
on one
waiver.
of them. I ain't getting on one of them. Them
Scott,
right there.
Mustard. I guess I'll give Mustard Seed Cattle Company a shout out. They had
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse. Their bull was in the
I'll put up a clip of it. He sent me
Nashville
several
at
clips.
PBR last week. It's pretty cool. I know Scott's been working. Scott was which he's my manager in Tennessee, but he was rodeo. I guess you call rodeo clown, which fits him. He's professional doing that for a while and been working to build his bulls up and had them in the PBR last week, which is pretty cool. I think the ex-world champion, he bucked off. Mighty Mouse bucked him off last weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so which is very cool.
I watched the video, and that bull ain't no joke. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, that bull right there is the real freaking deal.
3 years ago, I could have rode him.
And he's got
Now.
another one called, yeah.
I've gained my
Just
Ozempic
that,
weight
yeah.
back. So I don't think I could weight him down though. He probably couldn't buck near as. I might could ride him more now.
Yeah. I
Laid
could
him
see
down.
you on a bull. I mean, you just get up there, give him one of
Very, very condescending.
What, that I could see you on a bull?
Yeah, that's a lie. You
No.
can see it mentally.
It would
You
be
can
funny.
see me broken down and bringing a forklift out there and picking me up.
I'd be like one of them rag dolls. You know, like you see them clips where that guy gets hit with a horn
Yeah.
and he just like, does this like it. That's it. It'd be over for me.
Old Colt Edmondson would have to come. He'd probably have to come lasso my feet and drag me out of the arena. Which is what is Colt? He's the Little Britches world champion. And I'm not a cowboy, so I don't know
Yeah, I don't know.
one of
I
those
forgot what it
roping,
was. I had to
one of the
look up
roping
on-
events. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it though. It's gonna be cool to film. I'll say it that way. Like I can make. There's already some shots in my head, but I used to want to be a bull rider when I was younger. Like I used to watch it like religiously.
Me and Ashley used to watch it a bunch when we first got married, and then we had these kids.
World champion junior boy breakaway roper
Yeah.
Mm.
World champion.
is what Colt was.
What's his last name?
Edmondson.
Edmonds.
Toby Edmondson's son.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Shout out to Colt.
So he's got a buckle and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Buckle, saddle, cash,
Sponsored.
the women.
Sponsored by what was the
He got it all.
boot company?
Oh, 10 Hall. Is that right? Yeah, 10 Hall.
I think that's right.
I got a buckle. It's got a little train on it. Little steam train. Yeah, I got a buckle though. I don't know if I won that buckle. Probably didn't. It was probably bought for me, but
Yeah.
anyway, I did used to wear back in high school. I used to wear like the cowboy cut Wranglers, and I went and bought me a buckle one time, and I was like, man,
Oh, if you had a buckle on right now and that denim shirt tucked in and showing that
just
gold
the
buckle.
front,
yeah.
with the tail tucked out.
Yeah, you'd be right.
Me and Molly was talking about this yesterday. Have you ever thought about the weird fads and trends you did in high school?
Yeah.
Like we was talking about, like
I
when I
didn't
was
ever
in high
much.
school, we all had a lanyard on our keys and like the point was, this was like a thing.
We didn't
didn't either.
all have lanyards
No,
on our
we didn't
keys.
either.
We
No,
didn't.
yeah. So this is weird. Like this is kind
It's
of
Pontotoc County.
no. This happened everywhere because Molly was like, yeah, and even in Grenada. So we would back in the day, it was cool now to have like your lanyard hanging out your pocket with your keys in your pocket, right? With like gym shorts on, with the knee socks up, with your tennis shoes on. right? And so like everybody had all these crazy different lanyards. I mean, we just had there's some weird fads that you did in high school that you thought you was cool. Like you're like, man, this is
I showed
life.
up a lot of days to high school with grass on my legs from weed eating yards before I went to school. So as far as fads, no. I didn't have any girlfriends either. I mean,
Y'all didn't have no shoes or nothing crazy that everybody wanted and everybody wore for like a time?
The coolest shoes I've ever had, by far to date, I can't remember what grade I was in. Maybe first or second grade. Maybe been earlier than that.
Uggs.
I don't even know if they still make them. No, Uggs wasn't around. I've never owned Uggs. I bought Uggs for the girls before, but I've never owned any.
It
Uggs.
would crack me up if you.
But
walked
these
in here
were
with a pair of man Uggs.
They was Ruse, I think was the name of them.
Ruse.
They were blue, and on the side of them they had a zipper, and you could zip it down. Had a little pocket in them. Man, you could put your 35 cents in there, boy, and zip them back up.
That's what I'm talking about. It had its own little wallet in the shoe.
I'm pretty sure they was Velcro.
I guess
shoe wallet.
The two I remember is Converses and
I love Converses.
like Air Jordans, the ones that you pumped on the tongue of the shoe and it pumped air into it.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's pumped air into it and filled like it. You could if you was wanting to dunk, you'd get down there and you'd pump them babies up like I'm finna get this, and you.
And it had the air pump in the tongue.
In the tongue, you pump it and it pump air and fill up the sole, get you good and ready, and yeah.
New shoes aren't nearly as exciting as they used to be. You know, when you used to
No.
get new shoes, you know, you'd go out and you'd show them off, and people would ask you how fast you run. Now you get them, and they don't even look at them.
When I was in high school, the tennis shoes, there was Bathing Apes. Like, I got me some Bathing Apes. I got me some Bathing Apes. All right, that's Mike Jones. That's a Mike Jones thing. You know what I'm saying? All my 2,000 people out there.
Mike Jones.
However, it was Bathing Apes. Well, let's back up.
These are shoes.
Yeah, these were tennis shoes. They were like, they just had a little monkey on the side of them. It was kind of dumb. But then you had Wallabies. Y'all know
Wallabies.
and have y'all? Those are
I've
some of
never
the
had any
ugliest shoes.
Never had a Wallaby. I don't
But boy, everybody wanted a pair of Wallabies.
It's like had cork. They had cork soles on them, didn't they?
Yeah,
Ain't
some
that
kind
right?
of weird foamy sole that was weird. Yeah. And then it was what's the sliding shoes that have the hide on, or like they're leather? What are they called? Not moccasins, or maybe I'm thinking of Wallabies is a square shoe. I'm talking about the one that Birkenstocks. All right. And then, but the tennis shoes when I was in the 8th grade that I loved, that I thought was the coolest shoes, was Shocks, Nike Shocks. They had the shocks in the sole. Man, I got me some Shocks one time.
Oh, boy.
Did y'all have any other crazy high school fads?
The one that I don't get now is the Hey Dudes.
Yeah, and they're terrible. Like if you ever get them wet, they're done for.
I've never owned a pair, and I don't have any plans of getting a pair. I just don't get the Hey Dude.
What'd you tell Jason he had on yesterday? They were knockoff Hey Dudes.
Yeah, he told Bub said, "Is that some of them Hey Dudes?" He said, "No, it's some of them other." And I told Bub, I said, "He got them at Dollar General. That's some of them Sup Bros."
Sup, bro?
What were they, like slides or something?
I know they were like Hey Dudes, but they wasn't Hey Dude brand. They were something else.
Yeah,
I don't get them.
I will tell you, they're comfortable and they're convenient, but man, like if you get them jokers wet, because you don't wear socks with them. The whole point is not to wear socks with them. But the stink that they will start to emit if you get them wet. And there's something about just getting them wet. Like they will smell horrible. Like you will have to burn them.
I guess you can classify me as a Hey Dude hater.
Yeah. Like we're just going to go ahead and put that label on you.
Go ahead and put it out there. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can't remember.
I don't look for Hey Dude to sponsor the show now, but
yeah.
No.
They probably won't after that because I just said.
But that's fine.
Y'all usually burn one bridge an episode.
Yeah, we don't want Hey Dude on here.
Yeah, we normally knock one or two out.
Well, you knock somebody out every episode.
Yeah.
This is for cool products only.
If you don't chew Big Red, then. So a topic I thought we could talk about today. You know, just a
Don't
fun.
go too wild with it.
No, hunting. Deer season's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Couple-
Dove season's this coming Monday, and then
We ain't
deer
been a
season's-
couple weeks away from Velvet, are we?
No, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna film that. Are you got everything set up for that?
I ain't even with the life situation I've been in right now. Hunting's been my last
No, I get that.
thought on my brain. Me and Jason talked about going maybe Friday and trying to, if I can get away and just.
If y'all go, I'm gonna go and film, and then try to film you killing a deer this year. I really want to film that.
John Paul's not a killer.
Huh?
He's not a killer.
Well, he is too. The one time I didn't go with him last year. He killed a freaking deer.
Okay, that says something about.
No,
The last time he went with me,
if you want to go with
I
somebody,
did bust the deer.
I had a big buck. I know he was a big buck within about 10 yards of us. And that's something I'm pretty sure he saw.
Well, no, I was sitting on the ground. All right,
we were in a bad. We were.
I was
put in a
only
bad
like
position.
5 to 7 yards from the freaking feeder. Okay, because the stand, which is a 1-man tripod stand, is sitting through a tree behind me, and John Paul's sitting up in it, and we ain't got sat down 5 minutes. I'm over there like when I say I'm close to this feeder. I mean, like
close
from me to not too much further than that window right there.
Yeah, it was.
And we built this blind thinking, all right, this will be good enough. Well, I get in the thing, and when I get in the thing, I'm like, oh boy. And so I was like, and I was trying to set up the camera by that time of year.
This thing came in there early.
Like
too.
he's stomping.
It was like 4 o'clock or so. He
And
comes in there.
And I just froze. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I knew by the heavy of that stomp,
It was him.
that was a buck. And then when he blew and ran, he blew one time. Normally he didn't blow it
No,
all.
he didn't blow it all.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. Big old buck, he ain't going to blow or he's going to blow once.
He was gone.
And when he ran off and I heard the sound of him running, I just shook my head and I was like, that was definitely him. I mean, we ain't been sitting there 5 minutes. Like, he was finna shoot him at 5, but I was so close, like he just saw me. It was bad setup.
We'll drop a pin at the end of the episode where this place is at, where y'all can go hunt it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll drop it, yeah. But I thought we'd talk about what I wanted y'all to do is what is y'all's best deer hunting strategy? Like if you had to say, I'm good at this when it comes to deer hunting, like what do you think matters when it comes to deer hunting and killing a deer?
Seat time, that's it. Look.
Time.
With
Now,
me, and I mean,
unless you're hunting, we had this conversation back during the fall. Unless you're hunting somewhere to where you've got multiple big deer, and there's places out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not fortunate to hunt one, but if you're hunting a place like I'm hunting, getting a stand and sit and in seat time, just being in the woods, and catch one. Like I said, I'm not on a big acreage, and
for some reason, me, I've always, and the guys I've hunted with know, I've always had some sort of knack for, like my buddy Floyd said, there's only one best spot on a place. And for some reason, I've always been able to, I have an eye for finding the best, the right spot.
What would you classify as like take the place you hunt on? All right, what's the best spot?
Funnel. That funnels them through. I mean, natural funnels that deer have to go through. And if you can find that, then where we've killed most of our deer on this place has been in that spot where they either got to go in the wide open or choose that funnel of cover to go through. And you just got, like Craig said, you got to be in there at the right time. Don't go in there when it's wrong, when the wind's wrong and all that. Wait. If you don't hunt that right spot, but the right 3 days of the year, do that.
Yeah, that's right. I'll second.
where
I
see most of mine's at is where I put it corn in the feeder. I see a bunch of them around that. They like it corn.
They like corn.
Yeah. If you keep that feeder full of corn, man, they will come.
Man, they will come
They'll
to it.
come to
If you feed them,
Yeah.
they will come.
And if you keep enough of those in there, that's the biggest thing is you got to. I've told people this all along. They ain't saying do anything illegal, but you're allotted so many does a year,
Mm-hmm.
so many young bucks as long as it's legal. But if you got a doe that you see in November coming to your food plot or your feeder or whatever, you'll see that doe until January unless you take it out of the herd.
And then people won't go in there
And then you take it out of the herd, and all of a sudden, hey, there's a new deer. I hadn't seen that all year. If you want to sit there and watch the same deer all year, sit there and watch them. Craig is not going to watch them all year.
That Cannon Ranch is a special place.
Now, I'm not saying I'm doing anything illegal, but if I got 2 big does out there, I'm gonna go ahead and I got, what is it, 5 you can kill a year does?
Yeah, 5 at
least.
We finna go ahead and get them 2 out of the way. We need some more. Them 2 does there, they may be ugly does. They're not bringing no bucks to the table. We finna get them out of the way, and we finna get some new product in.
In Mississippi,
well, you got to manage your herd for sure.
There shouldn't even be a limit on does, to be honest. I mean,
there's so many does.
Nobody's killing enough. I mean, so the ones that are willing to shoot 20 does a year, you should let them shoot 20 does a year, because most people, as we get older, you sit there and you got to make that decision when you pull that trigger. Do I want to fool with that this afternoon?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
99% of the time, I don't want to fool with it. I didn't shoot a good buck last year because I didn't want to fool with him that afternoon.
Time of day, weather, what the weather's going to be tomorrow, that all factors in if I'm going to shoot one or not. Like I said, if it's a halfway cool day, but it's going to be in the 50s or 60s tomorrow where you can't let that deer hang for a few days, or you don't have a cooler to put it in, nothing like it, I'll talk myself out of shooting one.
Craig's got a chart.
Yeah, I've talked
He got a chart and he goes, okay, is
sure. Like, I don't kill many does just because I don't want to deal with it. What was you saying?
Craig's got a chart, like, and it says, you know, it's kind of like the mess around and find out chart. You go here. You know, it's got to meet a lot of criteria for pull the same with me. It's got to be very convenient to kill a doe.
I will, but I don't break laws. I'm honest. I put my feeds in a feeders, not on the ground. I don't shoot after shooting light. Now, there's some people do now. I ain't gonna call no names. And they're not in this room, but I'm just saying there's some people. I'll tell you what.
I'll be pleading the fifth.
I know when shooting.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
I know when shooting light is, and shoot. I'll sit there until the last minute that I can legally shoot, and then I get out and I understand. A lot of people, if there's a deer in the thing, man, them deer don't care. They'll be right back in there tomorrow if they was in there.
I can't see no more. My right eyes.
But I sit in there to the last legal minute that I can shoot, and I'm gone. And, man, it take me 10, 15 minutes to get out of the stand and walk back to the truck. And, man, I get back to the truck 15 minutes after light sometimes. And poof.
Yeah.
It's like, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Must have them good optics.
Yeah, you gonna them good. You gonna hear one during rifle season, during the rut. A lot of times you gonna hear one pop off every now and then after dark.
Yeah.
Now I guess if I had to give, there's three big.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut because I get in trouble.
Yeah. To me, there's 3 big things. Like, number one, first of all, I was blessed enough when I got married, which I don't get to hunt this no more, but my wife's uncle owned a place, biorefuge in the Delta that was all CRP. A refuge surrounded it, and now it was hard to hunt because it was old crop field and it's 10-year CRP, and you have very limited places to set up unless you just go through there cutting trails. Well, you go through there cutting trails and everything like that, you're gonna mess up the movement of the deer. They're gonna change locations, things like that. But I was able to watch a bunch of big deer because this is, and we was talking about the does. One of the first biggest things I learned out there is the buck to doe ratio definitely matters. Like, if you have lesser does, you really want it to be about, even or about 2 to 1 bucks to a doe. But if you have lesser does, and you're in a confined area like that where all the bedding and everything is right there, that you're going to see a lot more bucks.
That's why I'm saying there shouldn't be a limit on does, because it ain't no telling what our buck to doe ratio is in Chickasaw County. I mean, in the game area and
there again, if you want to see different deer,
we don't really even see the rut around here much. I mean, to an
not
extent,
like,
you don't even see
Not like it getting wild. Like on that place, there was so many bucks on that place. Like I watched, and that's what I'm getting at. I watched all these big deer, and I got to the point where I killed a bunch of, 140, 145, 135. A lot of them were mistakes, to be honest with you. It was me trying to kill a bigger deer that I had on camera, and because it's CRP, just getting a glimpse of one side, thinking it was him, shoot him, and then get down there and be pissed off over a 140-inch deer. It kind of did ruin me for a minute.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I learned from watching them is bedding is everything. Access and bedding. Like number one on the big deer now. Like if and that's really what I was talking about. Like if you want to kill the big deer, like on public land where I have to hunt now, first of all you got to fight the people. And like one of the spots I hunt, I go in, I kayak in. Like they've seen pictures of
you lost me at kayak.
Yeah, he's invited me and.
Yeah, and a lot of people, and then that's why I do it, right? Because I'm gonna go to a spot that nobody
I just don't
wants.
care enough anymore to get in a kayak to go hunt.
No.
Now there is something peaceful about that. You go down a river or a creek or a bayou,
And where you're at, not knowing if you're gonna hit alligator head or not.
I ain't gonna lie. There's been some times I'll be riding in that kayak. It'd be dark, and especially if it's real foggy, you can only see with a headlamp on. You can only see basically right in front of the boat. And it'd be pitch black dark, and I'd be kayaking through this thing, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And all of a sudden, you'll feel kind of a little bump on the bottom of that kayak, right? And every time, I've gotten so used to it, I know what's going to happen. And I'll lift my paddle up out the water, and that boat will just jet forward. And you'll feel it when it whatever it is, when it goes back underneath the water, you'll feel your boat kind of go back down significantly, to be honest about it.
Yeah, I don't care for that.
And I tell myself it's a big old alligator guard because they will come up and hit your boat with their nose. And there's some huge alligator guard in there where I'm hunting. And
that's too much work for a deer for me.
It is.
But I have killed, in that spot that I kayak in 2 miles, I have killed a big deer. I could have killed a good deer out of there every year. I've killed a big deer out of there every year but 2. Like for 8 years in a row. And so, but doing that, nobody does that, right? And it's a smaller area that most people are going to look at on the map and go, well, there ain't no deer there. And see, that's what I really learned. Even on that place I was hunting, the biggest deer I killed out there, which is about 153 inches. Yeah, 155 if you measure him on a good day, right? And I seen 160s, 165, had 180s, 170s, one 200+ inch deer that I missed one day. But I got so caught up in trying to grow this giant that I didn't shoot him. But on the public, getting in there with that access, but I learned the biggest deer I killed out there, he was bedded right there behind the barn that I parked at, watching me every time go in the woods.
See, that's the biggest mistake you made there is letting a deer that you should have shot go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Unless
it don't happen on Canyon.
No, sir.
Well, I want to kill Boone and Crockett, right?
Canyon Ranch to kill a smaller one just to bring a bigger one in.
Yeah.
Get him out of there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
But then the bigger bucks, they're going to bet on access. They're going to sit there and they're going to watch it. They're smart. They know. I have watched this in the stand. You can bump a big old deer, walk up on him. If he doesn't smell you, like if you don't give him a good scent of you, you can let him, smell you once maybe, and he'll come back. Now, if you just bump him, watch what he does. Like if you bump a big deer walking through a thicket trying to find his bed, this is how I used to find him. I'd go in there in the summer, right there at the end of it, and people are scared to death to do this. If you bump him, I'll find his bed. He'll get up and run, right? But you'll hear him stop running. And what I found is a lot of times, like this happened to me so many times out there. I'd find his bed and I'd bump him. He'd run off. He'd stop at about 50 yards. And sometimes I caught him slipping through there, just looking at me. And he'd stop. And then what I would do is I'd get in his bed, and I'd look around, and I'd find my tree.
Like lay down in his bed?
Yeah, like I would sit down in his bed, and I would look around to see what's the closest tree I can get to from him without him seeing me. getting up the tree. I killed a lot of big deer that way. But that to me is the key. Big deer do not move on their feet much. It's not that they don't move in daylight. They don't move far from their bed in daylight. And so you got to be
My
tight.
hunting morning is not near that intense. I park the truck, I walk to the stand. The first thing I do is cut my gas bottle on under the stand. I open the door. First thing I do is light my pilot light in case I get cold. I can cut my heater on.
Yeah. I'd say.
And then I just sit there, and if I've got good phone service, I'll scroll TikTok.
I ain't gonna lie, I get hardcore with it, but I have gotten to the point that I only hunt the rut.
Some people say they carry books. I tried to carry a book one time, and I just didn't hold my attention.
Yeah, I'm not gonna carry a book.
I'll scroll TikTok.
Serious about it.
During football season, if we got good enough,
We're gonna talk about that here in just a second.
I'll bring up. I carry an iPad or something and watch the football game if it's getting close to lunch or something, or that afternoon.
Most of the places I hunt don't have any cell phone service, so I can't even watch.
You hunt in the wrong areas.
He's too serious for us.
Yeah, see, I got climbing spikes like what the linemen use on telephone poles, and a lot of times I've got a tree saddle, and so I'll just climb up there with my climbing spikes, and I'll get in these little tiny trees. I'm talking about trees like shout out to the hunting beast. Dan, what's his name? Jeez, why am I going blank on his name? Dan. Anyway, he calls it dating the fat chick.
Dan Fitzgerald?
No, the guy from the hunting beast.
I don't know.
Golly, why
I don't
can't
watch hunting shows.
I watch him all the time.
Dan
He's the
Fitzgerald's
smart.
one that
Look,
said he was one backstrap man, wasn't he?
Yeah.
you want to learn how to deer hunt? This is for everybody. Go watch the hunting beast. Dan Infalt. He is I'm telling you, he knows how to kill a big old deer. And this is where I learned a lot of it from, but I watched it.
You want me to tell you the secret that most people don't understand how you kill a big deer? First, you got to have big deer on the place you hunting.
That's true.
Now, I will say this. I drive 2.5 hours to the Delta to go hunting.
Yeah.
Just
if you don't have big deer on the place you're hunting, you'll never kill a big deer.
Yeah,
He's got to come on to it from somewhere else here in the rut.
especially after hunting out there and killing all the good deer that I've killed, humbly, and thank the Lord for that. But now I can't, like, I'm not going to go hunt on the WMMA over here. Like, I can't do that. Not because there's not huge, there are huge deer on that place, but that place is huge and vast, and there's so many people. And it's going to be really hard to see that big deer there.
You get your youngins old enough and up, and you think some of the best times you've had is the deer that you've killed.
Mm-hmm.
But when your kids get old enough and up, you carry them and let them kill their first one.
Yeah.
I had a bigger time. I still remember that.
I'm trying to take Waylon this year. Let him shoot the 300 blackout.
How old is he?
5. He'll be 6 in November.
Yeah.
He shot it for the first time the other day. He was scared of it.
I guess Mary Carter killed her first one at 7.
Yeah.
So
I got tickled. You sent me, I think, that picture the other day. Little kid, just like he's barely walking, said, little does she know she's about to kill the biggest deer she's ever killed in a couple of weeks.
Youth weekend. She's like 18 months old.
Yeah. Baby sitting over in a car seat. Kills monster.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take him. I'm gonna try to use like my 300 blackout. There's a deer right there.
Where?
Out there by that blind down there at the end.
Yep.
Though. I heard us talking about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take him and put like subsonics in there, where it don't recoil and it's not loud, and I've got the suppressor, and so it's super quiet. And he shot it the other day, and he liked it. He wanted to shoot it again, so I'm glad. He was scared of it at first.
Yeah.
But anyway, his mama has kind of made him a little more scared than he has to be about it, because she's talking about the little baby with it.
Mm-hmm. I saw that baby.
Oh, I didn't even tell y'all about this.
Daddy and Steele were burning some of the millet off the other day. They were coming back to the house, and I was watching them come back in the truck. And that doe and baby ran right beside them. They never saw it. That's the same. That looks like the same ones.
Probably. I tried to catch a baby deer the other day. Real talk, standing out there feeding my quail. and I'm watering them, and the faucet I use is right there by my driveway. I'm standing there, and I'm putting water in this daggum bucket, and I look up, and a baby deer, like a baby deer, which is crazy that a deer was this small in August, but which goes back to the rut thing you're talking about. We basically have a rut from
that
late
deer
November
there
to
is like 2 foot tall.
Yeah, I mean that deer had to be conceived in like April.
Yeah, March.
March, April.
Yeah.
So, but I'm standing there, and all of a sudden this little baby deer comes running, like trotting across the road, like I'm talking about, like this tall.
Yeah.
And lays down in the grass in the ditch beside my garbage can out there. And I'm like, that's a baby deer. And it was in the middle of the day. So I go out there, and it lets me get from me to you. And I started to lean down, and I was like, hey, buddy, hang on. And then he took off back across the road. Well, then I was like, and he hid up under some bushes on my neighbors. And so he was standing out there. I was like, hey, there's a baby deer right here. I'm fit to try. He's like, I don't care. So I go in the bushes with him. And I mean, like, I crawl in the bushes, and I was talking to him, and he was, just doing this right there. And I grabbed his foot, and I thought I about had him.
Oh, they come apart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he jumped up out of my hand and just took, and I never found him again.
Yeah.
I was out there with the dadgum blanket
Have I told you? It's been 2 or 3 years ago. I was riding, and like you was talking about, it was right on the edge of the road, like white line.
Yeah, I've seen
sign,
baby deer like that all the
deer
time.
just laying there. And I seen it. I'm talking about just right on the edge of the road, little bitty baby. Meanwhile, I got on the side by side and went back down there. And I said, this deer's going to get run over or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked right up on it, and this deer's just laying there, just not moving. I got to petting his head, And I said, this deer's going to get run over right here. So I went out, I was just going to move it. And, man, I grabbed that thing, and I hit the on button.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't moving. You was petting it. But when I grabbed it,
Lost
it
man,
goes
it
crazy.
went crazy. You got to squealing. I got to looking around. I said, there's going to be a doe spear me in a minute. So anyway, I was just trying to get it off the road, but I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't want it. I just didn't want it to get run over. So I called a game warden buddy of mine, and he said the best thing to do, he said a lot of times if the doe gets separated from him, he claims a phone like it doesn't have any scent. He said a lot of times they'll bed down,
Wait for it to come back.
And the mama will go off and carry the thread off with it, and it'll come back and get the doe. But anyway, so I went back down there to where it was at. Said the best thing to do is just carry it back to where it was at. So I carried it back down there and got 15, 20 yards off the road in the woods and just sort of just let it go. I don't know if it made it. Maybe it did.
Yeah.
I don't think it was going to make it where it was at, because I'm talking about it was right on the edge of the road.
They don't last, like if you, and that's why I was trying to catch, like I could tell this one had lost its mama.
Yeah.
And because this was 10 o'clock in the morning, and what had probably happened is he lost her the night before, and she had cried, because they come up in the field behind my house. And I've been out there trying to find him in my thermal, and I hadn't seen that baby with them does, but they won't last too long without mama.
I did have a picture of that thing. But yeah, you grab them. You need to grab them.
Oh, yeah. They come unglued.
That's the first one I've ever had. Well, there was one that had been hit by a car that the whole front of his face was missing. And boy, I felt so bad for that baby deer. And like, he was just walking around in the road. And Molly stopped. He came up to me, and I mean, it was bad. And
I've run up on a bunch of babies back here.
And back here you have? I bet you have run up on a bunch of babies out there. Especially out there bush hogged and stuff. Yeah.
Well,
I might not have it. I'm looking.
College football starts this weekend.
It actually started last week in a couple
Oh, yeah,
games,
it did.
But I guess this is the big weekend.
Week 0 was last weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect from Ole Miss.
I wouldn't get my hopes up.
I think he's a
that's
state
coming
fan.
from a Mississippi State mentality.
Well, I'm trying not to get mine up either.
You shouldn't in Mississippi State for sure.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Little bitty rascal. And that would have been July, so it was midsummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to catch that one.
Pretty little thing. Like I said,
Oh, heck yeah.
I had it for about 15, 20 minutes.
I ain't gonna lie. I made.
And I went back, and like I said, I just released it back a little bit further into the wilderness.
I wanted that deer. I was gonna keep him.
I don't want no wild animal.
And I hope he was a big old buck. Or a doe, and I just go out there and take her in the woods and tie her up to a tree when she goes in the estrus.
Molly's gonna kill you one day. I mean, quail, and then you gonna have a deer and
Well, I've always told her
want a falcon.
I want two. If I could find me 2 wild turkey poults, 1 hen and 1 gobbler, I'd just take them out there in the woods with me. You know, Frank and Betty there, and just have them put on a daggum show out there in front of me, like train them. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's legal.
It's not.
Right.
They made that, but the old timers used to do. There's an old Field and Stream. I'll try to find it online and put a picture. There's an old Field and Stream magazine cover of this old man, or this, I'd say probably about 50, riding a horse and somewhere. It kind of looks like the mountains, but he's got he's turkey hunting, and he's got a hen sitting on the back of the horse with him as his decoy. Yeah. Boy, I'd have him out there just blowed up, gobbling for me.
You know my stance on the turkey hunting.
Yeah,
you ain't got to go through all that trouble to kill a turkey. One of some of the dumbest birds in the world.
No, they're not. They're so well. They are dumb, but they're really good at staying alive. Like I promise you, it's really hard.
That's
to kill
because
them.
most people that got sense don't mess with them.
No, that's because everybody messes with them. Everything's trying to kill them, so they have learned. Like they just have this weird sense, like something's up. And boy, when they know something's up,
they're not smart.
They'll do that old chicken head, and that head will just change dull red.
That's what all the turkey hunters say. They can see so good. I said,
they can see.
I said, yeah. I said, I've seen them walk right by me in a deer stand with blaze orange. I said, they seem like they really worried about me.
Well, I will say, I think animals know when hunting season.
But I figured out they can only see during the spring when turkey hunters are hunting for them. They can't see the rest of the year. They're blind as a bat.
Boy, they
seasonal.
They're seasonal.
I've had some turkeys pick me off. But anyway, college football.
No, let's get off the turkey.
Yeah,
I'm just messing with Will. I'm sure that's the hardest bird in the world to kill.
It's really, it's not, but it is football. The hardest animal we have.
I think this is probably one of the matchups for opening day Saturday are pretty.
Who's
pretty intense.
Let's see who we've got.
Yeah, we've got.
Well, we got Texas. Who's Texas and?
Ohio State.
Ohio State and Texas.
Which, how crazy is it that game means absolutely nothing?
Yeah, but it's gonna be.
It's gonna be a great game.
Who's that?
Texas and Ohio State.
Well, it does mean something.
Well, like it doesn't keep either one of them out of the playoffs if they lose because they're both really good teams.
One of them's gonna start 0-1, so yeah.
Well, I know what you mean. I'm just saying, like if both are going to go on to probably be competing for their conference championship.
No,
I don't know. What was it last year? The year before, Florida State, they was ranked like in the top 4 or 5 or something like that, and then they lost like 7 or 8 in a row. So yeah,
and then complained all off season how they should have been in the national championship and that everybody screwed up. What's his name? Kirk Street hates them. It's all Kirk Street's fault that they're not in the playoffs, and they filed lawsuits, and then they went out there.
That's the biggest
thing.
One
game.
That's the biggest thing I want to watch this weekend is Lee Corso's last game days.
Yeah,
Saturday.
That is going to be Saturday. It's going to be an end of a era there.
Yep. I can't remember the last time he wasn't on the show. I mean, it's been, I think he said 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been part of that show for...
He's been part of Saturday
my
morning.
whole life. I mean, like, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Saturday's his last go.
Yep.
Yeah, he said he can't do it.
I think I'm right when I say that the first show they done was at Columbus, Ohio, at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And this will be his last one, so that's where it all started.
Yeah. It's that's gonna be a weird deal which I mean he hasn't been on there much anyway, but
not lately.
Yeah, here lately because of his health.
I think his health declined. I mean he's getting old. I mean you can't travel like that I guess as you get old as much as they require. But
who do y'all pick to win the Texas and Ohio State game? Let's give people some betting lines.
Here's my thing. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's not good podcast.
I can't even pull up games. I was gonna say who I was playing. I know State's going to Southern Miss to play the Buzzards. Any Buzzard fans out there?
Oh, yeah.
The Southern Miss Buzzards.
Southern Miss.
Golden Buzzards.
Yeah, Mississippi State. Yeah, so, what's your prediction on that? You think they're going to win?
Mississippi State they're playing at Southern Miss?
At Southern Miss. Yep.
Interesting.
Let me see here.
You going?
No, I'm not going.
My wife's family was trying to get us to go down there for that, and I'm like, I don't want to go watch a freaking, because my wife's brother is a huge Southern Miss fan because he went to Southern Miss, and then half of my wife's extended family are all State fans, and then my wife's, Mal is like, she doesn't really care, but she claims to be a State fan. Mm-hmm. And her now husband is a State fan. But the rest of them are Ole Miss fans. Anyway, so we got Texas, Ohio State. Who y'all picking?
Texas.
Yeah, I'll go Texas.
Texas? It says
I ain't choosing no Yankees.
the spread is 1.5. Plus 1.5 for Texas, minus 1.5. Boy, that's a weird betting line there. So y'all taking Texas, I think.
Yeah. So that's 1 and 3 playing. Yeah, I'll go Texas. We're just gonna run down them and pick some. What would we win if we get this?
Hey, we can start a little thing here. We're at the end of it. The loser has to do something. All right, we'll start that right now. But we'll figure out what the loser and winner gets and does.
We're gonna pick 5 games a week.
Yeah, so I'll record it and I'll keep track of everything when I go to edit.
Well, y'all don't have inside information like I do. I'm gonna consult Case Brooks after this for next week.
That's fair. Now keep in mind I keep up with this pretty.
Yeah, but he is
on a different level.
Yeah, he's the Rain Man of that.
So I'm gonna take.
I'm gonna swap up. I'm going. That's one of the games we're picking. So we got Will. We got JP.
And I'll think of a punishment for the loser.
So y'all both pick Texas.
Yeah.
I'm picking Ohio State.
I'm going Texas.
I think
I'm going OS.
Arch Manning, first real game in a big game like that. You've got all this pressure on you to be amazing, and everybody's named you the next, prince of college football.
I've seen him not fold under pressure.
LSU Clemson.
When I've watched him.
I understand, but they're going to have a defensive line.
Oh, I know. But
And some reason, Texas always, in the past recent years, Texas just wets the bed.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm going to go Ohio State. I don't want to. I'd rather Texas win, but I also kind of want Texas to lose just because I can't stand their fans because they just think that they're God's gift to this earth. They literally denied putting any sponsorship badges on their jersey this week. And they're turning down $11 million. Like every SEC school now can put these sponsorship badges worth about $11 million. They turned it down because, no lie, their AD said that jersey is sacred ground. So
all right. So if we're gonna pick 5, let's go with. We'll make it where we've got to pick. If Mississippi State and Ole Miss played that week, they'll be on it just because
Gotcha.
We're Mississippi people.
All right.
So who's Ole Miss play? We'll get that one out of the way.
They play Georgia State, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Georgia State, so everybody's OM.
Yeah. And then we can do Mississippi State. And
State and Southern Miss. Yeah, I'm going MSU.
Yeah, I'm going to say State wins that. I would be shocked if Southern Miss.
Yeah, I've got.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a bet with Case that Southern Miss is going to win, and I'm going to lose that bet, but I don't need to lose it twice.
We've got Clemson. LSU is another top 10 rank. So LSU's 9, Clemson's 4 at Clemson.
I'm selling on Brian Kelly. Like, I just do not think well, first of all, I don't think he's the right coach for LSU, and everybody has hyped him up. And every year, people hype LSU up. It's like.
So you're going Clemson?
I think Clemson wins. I think they have the better or the more experienced quarterback, and they have an unbelievable defensive line.
John?
LSU.
Me and John both won.
And I hate LSU. So.
And we got one more top 10. We'll get this out of the way quick. We got Notre Dame and Miami. Catholic. What they used to call Catholics versus the convicts?
Notre Dame.
Who's Miami's quarterback? Who did they get out?
Vinny Testaverde, I think. Gino Toretta? I don't.
Who did Notre Dame get?
I don't know.
Rick Steamboat,
Rick Meyer.
John Jones.
Heck yeah.
I know zero about what anybody's got.
I don't know.
I'm going to go Miami.
U of M.
I'm going to go Miami. I think.
I've done got mine picked. You've been looking at mine.
No, I hadn't Notre Dame.
ND. I'm going UM as well.
There was.
So that's
Here's an interesting game that I want to add on there. Let's add one on there. Alabama and Florida State.
Is they playing this weekend?
Yeah. That's a weird little game for both of them. Because Alabama's going to be having a new quarterback.
So we got 6 games. So who you got?
But I'm going to have to pick Alabama. I could see either one of them losing the game because I could see, I don't know, Florida State was terrible last year, but.
Where's it at?
At Florida State.
Yeah, it's at Florida.
Well, Florida State's a home team. It could be a neutral site. I don't know.
It's probably a neutral. Hold on. Where? Why doesn't it say?
I'm picking mine.
I'm going to say Alabama.
B-A-M-A. Bama.
Yeah, I'm going to go Alabama.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go.
I think Alabama will ultimately win. I think they're a better team. Alabama's in the same position. Not that they're in the same league here, but Ole Miss, new quarterback. I will say this about Ole Miss. I think Simpson, which was so weird because everybody was the media just drooled over. I said Simmons. And then now everybody's saying, hey, you need to lower your expectations. Because in one scrimmage, he did throw 3 interceptions.
Hey, tomorrow or Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a game tomorrow night.
Austin Simmons threw 3 interceptions in one scrimmage, and everybody lost their mind.
Boise State, South Florida tomorrow night.
I'm going to go ahead and make my season prediction for Ole Miss. And I think Ole Miss makes the playoffs at 10-2.
10-2.
I think they lose a game that they shouldn't have lost. And I think they win a game that nobody thought they would lose. And I'll make another bold pick. I think that game is Georgia again. I think Georgia, they've got a brand new quarterback, and there's a lot of questions about their offensive line.
Let's just run through your.
And Ole Miss's defensive line is going to be phenomenal again.
You've got Georgia State, which you're saying is a win.
Mm-hmm.
At Kentucky.
Win.
Saying another win. Arkansas at home.
Win.
Tulane at home.
Win.
LSU at home.
Loss.
Mm-hmm.
Washington State at home.
Win.
Georgia at Georgia.
Win.
You're saying they're going to beat Georgia at Georgia?
I told people this last year.
All right, we got 6. Oklahoma at Oklahoma.
Loss.
So that's 2 losses. We got 6-2 right now. South Carolina at Ole Miss.
Win.
7. Citadel at Ole Miss.
Win.
You sure?
Florida. Dadgum, how many games do y'all play at home? It used to be 6.
Let's see, last year it was the opposite.
I guess. You got
Florida.
You got
win.
Florida at home, so that's 9. So you're at 9-2.
At Ole Miss, anyway.
Is who?
Florida.
You got 9-2 beating Florida at home, and then you got State
Win.
at Starkville. So 10-2. So you got them losing to Oklahoma
and LSU.
Yep.
Which means they would have to beat, even if I would say, no. If they beat LSU, I could switch those up, right? I could say they beat LSU and beat Georgia. I'm going to tell you the same thing as I told my buddy last year. No, everybody thought I was crazy when I said we're going to beat Georgia and we're going to beat them handedly. Why? Because I watched their first game against Clemson, and I watched that offensive line get eaten alive. And I knew Ole Miss at the time had one of the best defensive lines in the country. Turns out they probably had the best defensive line in the country. And it was a matchup nightmare.
You take
for
your
Georgia.
football a little more. You take your football a little more serious than me as well.
Yeah, I take it. If I'm a fan of it, we're gonna go all in.
I'm more of what we're cooking. what kind of snacks we got.
Yeah. But I do think I could switch those up, but I think that
I used to be. I tell you what, I used to have football tickets down at State.
now I'm trying to get to the point.
We had fun, but man, I would get so mad. I'm talking about my blood pressure would be so high when they wouldn't do good. And I finally realized.
Oh, I've been mad.
I finally realized. I said, I bet them kids ain't going home as upset as I am. Ain't no sense in me getting mad about it.
No, but I have gotten. I like keeping up with it just because I love it. But I have gotten a lot better about not getting mad.
Yeah.
I still get mad. I ain't gonna lie over big games.
I still pull for State now. Don't get me wrong. Now I hope they won out. But
Like the Florida game last year, I was furious because we definitely. I mean, here's what I would say: most college football analysts to this day would say that had Ole Miss beaten Florida, they are probably the only team. Most of the big time analysts say that they would have gone on to the national championship and played Ohio State, and they were probably the only team that could just beat Ohio State because of our strengths. It's kind of like the Georgia thing. What I saw was a strength versus a weakness, and this strength is going to outweigh this weakness, and we're going to win.
did you talk to?
Same thing with Ohio State.
You talked to Big Will lately?
I actually haven't. I think he's been busy with
I just
preseason. I mean, they've been working pretty.
He's probably scheduled to be a starter.
I think so. I mean, the last I talked to him, I'm
He's going to start. Oh, yeah,
I'm
he's
pretty
going to
sure.
start. He's going to be a starter.
The last time I seen him, I taught him how to do a swim move. I bet that's what put him over the top.
He's definitely starting. Him and Franklin, Sontarian Perkins, Sonny P is finna wreck the field.
Man, you're speaking.
He's a linebacker, ain't he?
Oh, he's gonna play. Yeah, outside linebacker. Outside edge, defensive line. They switch him around.
He's from South Mississippi somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I think.
I can't remember what school. Anyway.
I forgot where he's from. He's a 5-star recruit.
He was there last year.
4-star, 5-star, 5-star.
Yeah.
He was a 5-star linebacker. Yeah, so he's the real deal. You're going to see a small drop off in Ole Miss's defensive line, but I'm going to tell you right now, everything from the fall camp, intel that nobody can tell anything about. Will, Franklin, and Sonny P, and there's two more that I'm going blank on. They all going to be jam up and lights out. So it's not going to be, I don't think there's going to be that much drop off on that side. And the receivers that Ole Miss brought in, we're the most loaded receiver room in the country. What's going to be the question is, and the biggest question is the offensive line and the secondary, which lose you games. So,
and it's lunchtime right now.
Yeah, we're finna wrap it up. Give me a prediction on Mississippi State. All right,
Their season?
Yeah.
Man,
They won't win more than 7.
Let's see here. Let me pull them up.
I won't say they're going to.
You're saying 10
They're
and
going to
2?
win 6 games.
6 games.
I'm going to say.
That might be pushing it.
Let's see here. Where we at? 25.
5.
25.
I'm gonna say
Probably
4 or 5.
25. All right,
We win 2 last year.
We got Southern Miss first. I say that's a win.
No SEC wins
We got
last year.
Southern Miss at Southern Miss. I say win.
Win, okay, that's 1.
Arizona State at State. I say we beat them.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Appreciate
beat
the
them boys.
thoughts. But
Alcorn State at State. That's a win. Northern Illinois at State. I'm gonna say 4. We got Tennessee
nope.
at State. I'm going 5.
I don't know. Tennessee is one of those teams. That's going to be a scary game for Tennessee because I think Tennessee's going to be on a
5.
struggle bus this year.
I think our first loss comes at Texas A&M. We're 5 and 1.
We're 5-1 at Texas A&M in this season after playing Tennessee and Arizona State.
Florida at Florida, win.
Oh my gosh!
Texas
Here we
at
go.
State.
I could see
Listen,
y'all almost did it.
I was there when Tennessee when
Last year, didn't y'all?
when Peyton came to Starkville and played.
No, it pulled away.
When he played for Tennessee, when they came to Starkville, Peyton came in. Tennessee beat State. We flipped the script on Texas this year. When Arch comes down there, win. That's
Here
number
we go.
7.
What's in that Yeti cup over there?
At Arkansas, win. So we're at 8.
Jeez, man, they're making the playoffs. This is
Let's
going to be
see here.
Jeff Levy's going to be the next coach of Alabama
we
or
got-
Ohio State because he had the hell of a turnaround.
We got Georgia at home. That's a loss. We're 8 and 2.
8-2.
Missouri at Missouri, so that's 9. Ole Miss.
I'm
at
putting
home,
this
Ole
out
Miss
as
at,
short.
Ole Miss at home. I'm saying 10. I'm looking at 10-2.
Oh my
Will.
gosh!
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, you heard it.
10-2 is
Let's get
Craig's
about.
prediction on
I want to
Mississippi
get
State.
4 games into the season and see how that looks.
Well, I will tell
10-2.
you what, Craig. If they go 10-2, Jeff Levy will not be only. He's going to start being considered for the Hall of Fame at this point, like because that would be a massive turnaround.
You just heard the typical
You flipped
delusion
Mississippi
delusional
State
Mississippi State fan. This is our year.
At least Ole Miss fans are negative all the time, right? Like we hate our life most of the time, but which is our biggest problem. But I will give it to State fans. By gosh,
They're optimistic.
And then to them, if they win that Egg Bowl, they don't care about nothing else. They go 11-1. They won the national championship. They won that Egg Bowl.
Heck yes.
Oh boy! All right,
10-2 Mississippi State, 10-2 Ole Miss. Y'all write it down.
man.
Boy, I bet if you put $100 on that deal,
It'd be worth.
and you
that's
hit
a
it.
bet right there now.
Now that's worth just doing it. You know, there's some of them deals. Just put $100 on it.
It's not. We're not in the
Well,
situation. to put
I told
100 on
Molly, like, there was a deal. Well, who was it that like pulled off this crazy upset last year that beat Alabama? What?
It wasn't State. See, that's what's going to kick us over the edge.
was
We've
like-
always had to play Bama every year, and they beat us up. So we ain't got them on the schedule this year, 10-2. To the moon.
Yeah, next year they're going to a 9-game conference schedule. So now you're
At
going to
all?
play 9 SEC games, and you're going to have 3 permanent rivals.
I've heard Nick Saban been coming over there and slipping in on the refuge, on the backs, coming in on the south side,
Yeah.
and he's been giving them a few pointers and stuff, pointing around.
No, yeah, I have no doubt. Which you got to think about this. Nick Saban gets to go now that he's on there. He has to go do these interviews and things at these schools. He gets to go sit in all these schools' practices that Alabama is playing
Yeah.
because he's got to go do it for the show. You know what I'm saying? I bet there's some.
So what do I get if we go 10-2?
We're gonna figure some stuff out.
The moon.
I'm gonna figure out a punishment, like a crazy thing that the loser has to do on our bets or like our picks. And we'll make this a game.
I'm bold enough to say if State goes 10-2, I'll shave my beard.
10-2. You heard it here, folks. Live.
Shave your beard.
Yeah.
Give me a realistic number.
10-2. I'm
8-4.
No, my beard is a lot more
8-4.
precious
Man.
to me. No, I'm not.
What,
10-2.
What you gonna do when State's sitting there at 9-2?
I won't panic.
At the Egg Bowl.
I'm gonna panic.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna panic because
Now State's gonna lose at that point because if they're 9-2, whoever is supposed to win the Egg Bowl normally loses it. It's about the way it goes a lot of times. But that means State at that point would lose it because if in a world where State is 9-2, Ole Miss is just falling off. Though we are not doing well. Now it could. I'm gonna say Ole Miss could go 8-4. I do kind of think that's the floor. And probably a more realistic number than 10-2. 10-2, you know, most people are picking them to go 8-4, 9-3. 10-2 is optimistic. Don't get me wrong, but I just think.
I mean, I could pick Ole Miss's schedule if you wanted me to. Now
Go ahead, pick it.
they'll beat Georgia State. That's one. Kentucky lost.
You think Kentucky's a loss?
Arkansas lost. Tulane lost. LSU lost.
Here we go.
Washington State, they might beat them. That's 2. Georgia lost. Oklahoma lost. South Carolina lost. They'll beat the Citadel. I got
Yeah, this is a Mississippi State thing.
3. Florida lost. State lost. 3-9. Maybe
3-9.
Maybe 4-8.
Heck yeah. If that happens,
Listen,
I'm just gonna give up.
Yeah. You know I'm an expert college football analyst, so I know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna tell you, Ole Miss is the king in football of just not clutching. Like you just. But here's what I can't do. All right, Lane Kiffin has went 10-2, won 10 games. Okay, 3 out of the 5 seasons he's been at Ole Miss, or 3 out of the how many? He's been there 5 years, 5 full seasons. Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, 5 full seasons, I think. And he's gone 10-2, or at least won 10 games, 3 of them.
But did you know that in seasons, like in years that end in an odd number, like 25, he's averaging 6 losses a year.
Is that a true?
No.
I was like, who come up with that stat?
It's every other year.
But yeah, I could see Ole Miss going 8-4.
Goodness.
This will be fun though. We'll make this a real thing. I'll
pick the games, but
yeah, we don't have to go into some deep analyzation of it.
It's lunchtime.
All right.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yep.
Tuning in once again.
Yeah. Thank everybody. Make sure you go and like and subscribe. And
we could possibly have some new guests coming.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that.
Absolutely. So again, I can't say it enough. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for the support. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go to the YouTube channel. Subscribe again. Take 3 seconds. Subscribe on there. And that's all we got. We are out.